Have you ever wondered this? Why would a being created in absolute perfection, in dazzling beauty, standing so close to the throne of God himself, suddenly choose to rebel? At first, it doesn't make sense. If you had everything, glory, power, position, admiration, why would you throw it all away? But that's exactly what Lucifer did. And here's the part that may disturb you. The same attitude that caused Lucifer to fall is something you and I can wrestle with today. So the real question isn't only why did Lucifer fall? The deeper question is, how does his story reflect something in me? Stay with me, because once you see how it all began, you'll never look at temptation, pride, or your own struggles the same way again. Welcome to Bible Stories with Gian channel, where we uncover hidden truths of Scripture like never before. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you won't miss when we unravel the next mystery together. Close your eyes and imagine a universe untouched by sin. No rebellion, no pain, no suffering, only perfection. The heavens are alive with radiant beings, angels without number, lifting their voices in worship. Their wings shimmer like fire. Their songs echo in harmonies beyond human imagination. At the center of this sea of light stands one angel, shining brighter than the rest. His name is Lucifer. Before we picture him as the devil, the serpent, the enemy, we must remember, Lucifer was first magnificent. He was beautiful. He was glorious. The prophet Ezekiel describes him in chapter 28. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. Every precious stone adorned you. You were anointed as a guardian cherub, for so I ordained you. You were on the holy mount of God. You walked among the fiery stones. Can you picture that? Jewels covering his form, light radiating from him, music flowing from his very being. He was called the morning star. If you had seen him before the fall, you might have been tempted to worship him. That's how glorious he was. Lucifer stood in the very presence of God every day. Some believe his body itself was an instrument of worship, releasing music whenever he moved. His voice, his beauty, his wisdom, it all reflected God's brilliance. But here's the danger. Sometimes when you have everything, a dangerous thought creeps in. Lucifer began to wonder, if I am this glorious, this wise, this powerful, why should I still be beneath God? Why can't I rise higher? That tiny thought was the crack in the glass. Pride whispered in his heart. The book of Isaiah gives us his inner thoughts. I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the Mount of Assembly. I will make myself like the Most High. Do you hear the pattern? I will, I will, I will. It was no longer about God, it was about him. And here's where it connects to us. Isn't that what pride does in our hearts too? We begin to ask, why should I submit? Why can't I be in control? Why can't I decide what's best for my life? Lucifer didn't fall because of outside temptation. He fell from the inside. His own pride corrupted his wisdom. The gifts that were supposed to glorify God became the very things that pulled him away. But pride never stays private for long. Lucifer began to spread his rebellion. He whispered to other angels, why should God keep all the glory? Aren't we powerful too? Don't we deserve more? The whispers spread. And Scripture tells us in Revelation 12:4 that 1/3 of the angels chose to follow him. Can you imagine that? Heaven divided. Millions of angels turning against their Creator. Finally, the rebellion erupted. Then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. Picture that. Light against light, power against power, glory colliding with glory. The universe had never seen anything like it. But in the end, there was no contest. Lucifer, now called the dragon, was cast out of heaven with his followers. The morning star became the adversary. The brightest light became the darkest shadow. Once cast down, Lucifer turned his fury toward God's new creation, humanity. Think about it. The angel who once stood in the throne room now saw fragile beings of dust, yet made in the image of God. To Satan, it was unbearable. We carried something he had lost, the privilege of walking with God. And so, he made his move. Genesis 3 tells the story. The serpent approached Eve with the same strategy he used in heaven. He planted doubt. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Then he offered the same lie he once believed. You will be like God. The same pride that corrupted Lucifer deceived Adam and Eve. And just like that, rebellion entered the human heart. But even as sin entered the world, God gave a promise. Genesis 3:15 declares, I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. This was the very first prophecy of Jesus. From the beginning, God declared that the serpent would be defeated. Satan would strike, but Christ would crush him. And thousands of years later, at the cross, that prophecy was fulfilled. Colossians 2:15 says, having disarmed the powers and authorities, he made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. At Calvary, Jesus didn't just save humanity, he shattered the authority of Satan. His resurrection was the declaration that death was defeated forever. But if Satan is defeated, why does the battle still feel so real? The truth is, though the war is won, the battle is not yet finished. Satan is a defeated enemy, but not yet destroyed. His time is short, so his fury is great. That's why temptation still whispers. That's why pride still lingers. That's why evil still exists in our world. But here's the hope. You and I don't fight for victory. We fight from victory. Every time someone chooses Christ, Satan loses again. Every time a sinner is forgiven, the enemy is reminded of his defeat. One day, this story will reach its final chapter. Revelation 20:10 tells us, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and will be tormented day and night forever and ever. The day is coming when Satan will never rise again. Pride will never corrupt again. Sin will never whisper again. Lucifer's fall is not just a story about an angel. It's a warning for us all. Pride can rise in any heart, even in the most glorious places. So the real question is not just why did Lucifer fall? The real question is, what is in my heart today? Am I reflecting God's glory, or am I keeping it for myself? Friend, remember this. Pride destroys, but humility protects. Rebellion divides, but obedience blesses. Satan fell, but through Christ, you can stand. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments, I choose humility over pride. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe for more mysteries of the Bible revealed. May God bless you, and remember, what began as rebellion ends in redemption, because the victory belongs to Jesus Christ.